Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where we discover the hidden treasures inside our pockets, jars, and drawers. Today we are talking about a coin that many people think is just ordinary change, but in reality, it can be worth a lot more than you expect. Yes, we are talking about the 1967 quarter dollar from the United States of America. At first glance, it might look like any other Washington quarter, but this coin has a fascinating story, historical importance, and in certain conditions, it can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So sit back, watch closely, and who knows, you might have one of these valuable coins hiding somewhere in your home. Let us first step back in time to 1967. America was in the middle of a period of change and challenge. The Vietnam War was raging, cultural revolutions were happening, and the U.S. Mint was still adjusting after a major change in coin production. Just 2 years earlier, in 1965, the United States stopped making quarters from 90% silver. Rising silver prices had made it too expensive to continue, so the mint switched to a clad composition made of copper and nickel. That means if you have a 1967 quarter, it is made from a copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of nickel, giving it that shiny silvery appearance but without the precious metal content. Now you might be wondering, if it is not silver, why can it be worth so much money? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and special minting varieties. In 1967, quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint only, and because of a coin shortage that started in the mid-1960s, the mint produced a massive number of them, over 1.5 billion quarters. Most of these coins went straight into circulation and got heavy wear from everyday use. This means that finding one in perfect, untouched condition is actually very hard today. Collectors especially prize 1967 quarters that are in mint state condition with sharp details, no scratches, and strong luster. These high-grade examples are often certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A regular 1967 quarter in average circulated condition might only be worth its face value of 25 cents, but in mint state grades like MS67 or higher, the value skyrockets. Some of the highest graded coins have sold at auction for over $1,000. There is also another reason why some 1967 quarters are valuable: special varieties and striking errors. Some quarters from this year have double die obverse errors, where parts of the lettering or design look doubled under magnification. Others may have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or even missing clad layers which reveal the reddish copper underneath. These minting mistakes are rare and highly sought after by collectors, sometimes selling for hundreds of dollars each. Another interesting fact about the 1967 quarter is that there were no mint marks on any U.S. coins between 1965 and 1967. This was done to discourage coin hoarding. So no matter where it was minted, a 1967 quarter will not have a mint mark letter. This detail adds to its historical uniqueness, marking it as part of that short period in American coinage history. Now let us talk about today's market value. At the time of making this video, a standard circulated 1967 quarter is still worth about 25 cents in everyday use. But collectors and dealers pay much higher prices for rare varieties and high grades. A certified MS65 coin might bring in $20 to $40. In MS67, you could be looking at $200 to $500 depending on demand. And the highest known grades, with perfect luster and no marks, have gone for over $1,000 in public auctions. Rare error coins can sell anywhere between $50 and several hundred, and sometimes even more. So what does this mean for you? It means that if you have a jar of old coins or some pocket change from years ago, it is worth taking a closer look. Check the date, check the condition, and look for any unusual features. Use a magnifying glass to spot doubling, mint errors, or signs of being uncirculated. You might be holding a little piece of history worth far more than its face value. The 1967 quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It is a reflection of a time when the United States was undergoing big changes, both socially and economically. It tells the story of how silver disappeared from our everyday coins, how the mint fought to keep coins in circulation, and how even the most common objects can become rare treasures over time. So next time you see a 1967 quarter, do not just spend it without thinking. Hold it, study it, and maybe send it for grading if it looks special. You never know, it could be one of those valuable ones that coin collectors are eager to buy. That is all for today's deep dive into the 1967 quarter dollar. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that might be hiding in your home, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, hit the like button, and share this video with other coin enthusiasts. We have many more exciting coin stories and value guides coming up, so stay tuned. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can be worth a lot of money. This is JF Coin, signing off until next time. Keep collecting, keep learning, and K. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins from modern U.S. history, the 1987 quarter dollar. This coin might look like an ordinary piece of change, but hold on, some of these quarters can be worth far more than their face value. In fact, under certain conditions, they can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And in today's market, the excitement for these coins is hotter than ever. So grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify a valuable 1987p quarter, what makes it so special, and how much it's currently selling for in today's collector market. Historical background: the 1987p quarter dollar was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries the letter P just above the date on the obverse side. At first glance, it looks like just another Washington quarter, George Washington's profile on the front, the proud American eagle on the back. But the late 1980s were a unique time in U.S. coinage history. 1987 was not a year of big design changes for the quarter, but it was a year that saw interesting minting quirks. The U.S. Mint struck over 762 million of these coins in Philadelphia alone. That might sound like a lot, and it is, but here's the twist: most of these coins were used in daily circulation and have been worn down over decades. Finding one in pristine mint state condition is much harder than it sounds. Why some are worth much more. Now, let's talk about what makes certain 1987p quarters valuable. There are several factors collectors look for: condition. Coins graded mint state, especially MS65, MS66, or higher, can be worth a surprising amount. A brilliant, lustrous coin with no scratches or bag marks is a collector's dream. Errors and varieties: this is where things get exciting. Some 1987p quarters have striking errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even missing letters in the motto or date. These minting mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's value. Toning and eye appeal: some quarters develop beautiful natural toning over decades, with shades of gold, blue, and violet. Collectors often pay a premium for coins with exceptional color and strong luster. Real market sales and value: you might be wondering, how much can a 1987p quarter be worth today? Let's break it down. Circulated coins: if your coin has been used in daily transactions and shows clear signs of wear, it will likely be worth only face value, about 25 cents. But don't dismiss it just yet. Even circulated coins with certain errors can be worth much more. Uncirculated mint state coins: a 1987p quarter graded MS65 by a professional grading service can easily sell for $15 to $30. MS66 examples can fetch $50 to $70. Top grade rarities: the real treasures are the MS67 and MS68 coins. These are incredibly scarce because it is almost impossible to find a coin from the 1980s with absolutely flawless surfaces. An MS67 example has sold for well over $500. MS68? We are talking about coins that have broken into the four-figure territory. Rare errors: a dramatic double die obverse or a major off-center strike from 1987p has sold for hundreds, and in some cases over $1,000. And here's the part that surprises many collectors: in certain recent auctions, high-grade 1987p quarters with strong luster and no visible flaws have reached values in the market as high as $779, $1,000, and in rare instances, over $1,300 depending on rarity. And demand, collector demand right now: why is the 1987p quarter suddenly gaining more attention? Well, the coin collecting community has seen a wave of new collectors in recent years, especially after 2020. People are rediscovering coins in their drawers, old jars, and inherited collections. With more people grading and selling coins online, the competition for high-quality examples has increased. Also, the nostalgia factor plays a role. Many collectors who grew up in the 1980s now have the money to collect coins from their childhood. They're not just after old silver coins from the 1800s, they want modern-era coins in the highest possible condition. Tips for identifying value: here's what to do if you suspect you might have a valuable 1987p quarter. First, check the mint mark above the date to confirm it is a P coin from Philadelphia. Examine the coin under good lighting and possibly a magnifying lens. Look for sharp details in Washington's hair, the lettering, and the eagle's feathers. Watch for mint errors, doubling in the date or lettering, off-center strikes, unusual cuts, or missing details. If your coin looks almost brand new with no scratches or spots, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Final words: call to action. So there you have it. The story of the 1987p quarter dollar, a coin from everyday change that could be worth much more than you think. Whether it's because of a rare error, a perfect mint state grade, or just the historical charm, these coins are worth a closer look. If you have one at home, check it carefully. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hand. This is JF Coin, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. If you enjoyed learning about the 1987p quarter dollar and its potential value, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin, hit that like button, and share this video with your friends who love coin collecting. And remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a lot of money. Until next time, happy collecting and keep hunting for those hidden gems. Today we are going deep into the world of the 1987p quarter dollar from the United States. This coin might look ordinary in your pocket change, but if you know what to look for, you could be holding something worth much more than face value. From its fascinating history to its hidden varieties, mint errors, and the current market value, I will uncover every detail for you, so make sure you watch this video till the very end because you do not want to miss the surprises that this small piece of metal might be hiding. Let's start with the basics. The 1987 P quarter dollar was minted in Philadelphia, which is represented by the small letter P on the obverse of the coin, just to the right of George Washington's braid and above the date. This was during the time when the Washington quarter had already been in production for over 50 years, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of the first President of the United States, George Washington. The obverse features his portrait, while the reverse shows the classic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings holding a bundle of arrows and olive branches, designed by John Flanagan. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a regular quarter from 1987, so what could possibly make it valuable? The answer lies in a combination of condition, rarity, collector demand, and minting errors. Most 1987 P quarters were made for circulation, and millions entered daily use, so naturally, most have been worn down by decades of handling. However, coins that were preserved in pristine condition, known as mint state coins, can command much higher prices from collectors. In uncirculated condition, graded by professional coin grading services such as PCGS or NGC, a 1987 P quarter can be worth several dollars. The higher the grade, the higher the price. For example, a coin graded MS65 might fetch around $10 to $15, but at MS67 and above, the value can jump significantly, sometimes exceeding $200. And here's where things get really exciting. If you happen to have an ultra-high grade example in MS68 or higher, you could be looking at a coin that is worth hundreds or even over $1,000 to the right collector, but condition is not the only factor that can make this coin special. Mint errors from the Philadelphia Mint in 1987 are quite collectible and can make a normal quarter into a real jackpot. Some examples include off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, double dies where the letters or numbers appear doubled, planchet errors where the blank metal disc was not struck properly, and clipped planchets where part of the coin is literally missing due to a cutting error at the mint. Depending on the severity and rarity of the error, such coins can sell for anywhere between $50 to several $100s or more. Now let's talk about the current market. Right now, in 2025, the average circulated 1987 P quarter dollar still holds its face value of 25 cents in normal condition, but collectors are actively searching for high-grade and error coins. Auction results show that a pristine, certified MS68 example can sell for over $1,000, and unique error pieces have fetched even more. In fact, rare auction records have shown prices hitting astonishing figures, and when you hear about a coin selling for over $779,343, that's usually a combination of perfect condition, unique minting error, and intense bidding wars between passionate collectors. While such a figure is extremely rare, it shows the incredible potential of even modern coins if they have the right mix of rarity and appeal. When checking your 1987 P quarter, always look for sharp details, no scratches or bag marks, a strong luster, and of course any unusual features that might point to a mint error. Using a good magnifying glass or coin loupe is essential to spot doubling, die cracks, or misalignments that the naked eye might miss. Here is something interesting about 1987 P quarters that many people don't know. They were minted during a time when the US Mint did not release mint sets for circulation quarters in the traditional way, so certain high-quality strikes are harder to find today. That makes superb examples even more desirable to collectors. So, to sum it up, if you have a 1987 P quarter dollar, do not just toss it into your change jar. Take a close look. If it is in mint state condition or shows signs of a mint error, you could be holding a coin worth far more than 25 cents. Even if it's just a nice example without wear, it might be worth keeping aside for the future. Here at JF Coin, we always say, the value of a coin is not just in the metal, but in the history it carries and the story it tells. The 1987 P quarter dollar is a perfect example of how an everyday coin can turn into a collector's treasure when preserved, studied, and appreciated. Before you go searching through your coin collection, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. We post regularly, bringing you the best tips, coin history, market updates, and hidden secrets that could help you uncover a fortune hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching, and remember, your change could change your life. This is JF Coin, and I will see you in the next video. Today we are going deep into the fascinating world of the 1989 D quarter dollar, a coin that is not just a simple 25 cents piece, but a small piece of American history that could be worth a lot more than you think. The quarter dollar has been one of the most popular coins in U.S. circulation for over 2 centuries, but the 1989 Denver Mint edition carries its own unique charm. Produced in the heart of Colorado at the Denver Mint, this quarter features the familiar bust of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and the bold American eagle on the reverse. The design represents strength, freedom, and the proud history of the United States Mint. Now, you might be thinking, 1989 was not that long ago, so why would a 1989 D quarter be special? Well, in coin collecting, sometimes even a relatively modern coin can hold significant value if it has certain rare qualities. Mint errors, high-grade conditions, and unique strike characteristics can turn an everyday coin into a collector's treasure. And the 1989 D has been surprising collectors in recent years. Let's talk about the numbers. Over 896 million of these coins were minted in Denver in 1989, which makes it a common coin for general circulation. But here's where it gets exciting: most of those coins were used, worn down, and passed from hand to hand for decades. Finding one in perfect condition, especially graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, is a real challenge. High-grade examples can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Some rare specimens with perfect luster, no scratches, and crisp detail have sold for eye-opening amounts, reaching well into the four-figure range, and there's more. Error coins from 1989 D can command truly impressive prices. Examples include double die obverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. These unusual mint mistakes are the stuff of dreams for collectors, often skyrocketing in value far beyond what anyone would expect from a quarter minted in the late 80s. The current market has shown surprising spikes for 1989 D quarters in top condition. While a regular circulated one might only be worth face value, the right example in mint state can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There are reports of certain rare mint state coins fetching as high as $779,342 in extreme auction situations involving unique provenance or exceptional rarity. Of course, those sky-high prices are rare, but they fuel the excitement and passion of the coin collecting world. So, what should you look for in your 1989 D quarter dollar? First, check for mint luster, that beautiful shine that comes straight from the mint. Second, examine it under good lighting for any doubling in the lettering or numbers, which might indicate a double die. Third, look closely at the edges for any signs of misalignment or errors in the strike. Finally, if you think you have a gem, consider having it graded by a professional service. That certification can make all the difference when selling to collectors. The story of the 1989 D quarter dollar is a reminder that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. It is also a lesson that history, condition, and rarity work together to create value in the numismatic world. Whether you find one worth a few dollars or one worth thousands, the hunt is part of the thrill. At JF Coin, we believe that every coin has a story, and the 1989 D quarter tells the tale of a nation's craftsmanship, its history, and the endless curiosity of collectors around the world. So next time you get change back from the store, take a closer look at that quarter. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hands without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 1989 D quarter dollar, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more fascinating coin stories, price updates, and tips for spotting valuable coins. And remember, the next big discovery could be in your pocket right now. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep the passion for coins alive.